What if one man could unite a fractured world and change the course of history forever? The sun rises over the scorched fields of the Holy Land, glinting off a sea of banners and armor. In this chaotic land torn by faith, ambition, and war, a young Kurd from Mesopotamia emerges, ready to challenge the mightiest armies the West could send. This is the story of Salah ad-Din, better known as Saladin, the man who reclaimed Jerusalem and reshaped an era. His journey from humble beginnings to legendary conqueror and statesman is a tale filled with courage, strategy, and unparalleled leadership. Who was this man before his rise to power? Saladin was born in 1137 in Tikrit, a town on the Tigris River in modern-day Iraq. From an early age, he was raised with a strict devotion to Islam and a commitment to discipline. His family were Kurds, a proud people with a strong martial tradition. But Saladin was more than a soldier's son. He was shaped by the turbulent times in which he lived, where empires clashed and religious divisions ran deep. Under the tutelage of his uncle Shirkuh, a seasoned commander, Saladin entered the world of military campaigns and political intrigue. This young man, unassuming, reserved, yet brilliant, quickly earned a reputation, not just for his battlefield prowess, but also for his sense of justice and vision for unity. How did a young commander become a ruler of nations? By 1169, amidst the political instability of Egypt, Saladin rose to the powerful position of vizier. Egypt had long been ruled by the Fatimid Caliphate, a Shiite dynasty, but Saladin, faithful to Sunni Islam, took a decisive step. He dismantled the Fatimids, aligning Egypt instead with the Sunni Abbasid Caliphate, centered in Baghdad. This religious and political overhaul was no small feat and sent shockwaves throughout the Muslim world. Saladin's decision was fueled by his desire to unify the fractured Islamic states under a single banner strong enough to confront the Crusader threat still entrenched in the Levant. This was a turning point that catapulted him from general to the architect of a vast empire. Could he hold such diverse lands together? Saladin's ambition stretched beyond just Egypt. Over the following years, through deft diplomacy, strategic military campaigns, calculated marriage alliances, he brought Syria, Palestine, and much of Mesopotamia under his rule. By 1186, few could contest his claim as Sultan of a vast Muslim empire, with territories stretching from the Nile to the Euphrates. But uniting such diverse peoples, Arabs, Kurds, Turks, and more, was a daunting task. Saladin combined military power with fair governance, promoting Islamic scholarship and culture, and strengthening cities with formidable fortifications. His leadership style combined strict discipline with compassion, earning loyalty even amidst dozens of internal rivalries. This unity would soon be tested in a conflict that could decide the fate of the Holy Land, what ignited the flame of war. Tensions had long simmered between the Crusader kingdoms established after the First Crusade and Saladin's growing power. By the summer of 1187, these tensions exploded. Saladin gathered an enormous army, estimated at tens of thousands, to confront the Crusaders. He lured their forces into the arid plains near Tiberias, close to the strategic hill called the Horns of Hattin. This battle would come to define not just Saladin's career, but the entire era. How did Saladin's strategy at Hattin reshape history? On July 4th, Saladin's forces executed a brilliant plan. They cut the Crusader army's access to water, then set the surrounding fields ablaze under the relentless sun. The Crusaders found themselves trapped, exhausted, and desperate. Their famed knights, famed for prowess and chivalry, could not overcome Saladin's tactical acumen. The Battle of Hatton was a crushing defeat for the Crusaders, their forces decimated. Their king captured, and their treasured relic, the True Cross, seized. This victory opened the door for Saladin to take Jerusalem, a prize coveted by both Christians and Muslims for centuries. What followed next was a remarkable act of mercy. Jerusalem, the city sacred to millions, surrendered to Saladin's forces in October 1187. Unlike the Crusader conquest nearly 90 years earlier, which was marked by slaughter, Saladin's entrance was a model of chivalry. He allowed many Christians to ransom themselves. Those who could not pay were often set free. The Muslims restored the city's holy sites and protected pilgrims of all faiths. Stories of Saladin's mercy spread even through Europe, painting a picture of a leader who combined strength with justice, This balance would define his enduring legacy and draw respect from enemies and allies alike. How did the West respond to this loss? The capture of Jerusalem sent shockwaves across Christendom. Pope Gregory VIII issued a call for the Third Crusade, attracting some of Europe's most powerful monarchs, including King Richard I of England, also known as Richard the Lionheart. For years, Saladin and Richard waged a titanic struggle, clashing at battles such as Acre and Arsef. Though Richard scored several battlefield victories, Jerusalem remained out of reach. The war finally ended in 1192 with a truce that allowed Christian pilgrims to visit the city. While it remained under Muslim control, the personal respect between these two leaders, forged amid conflict and negotiation, became the stuff of legend. What became of Saladin after the war? Weary but undeterred, Saladin returned to Damascus. For the final years of his life, he shifted focus from war to rebuilding. He devoted resources to restoring cities, supporting education, and expanding charitable trusts that fund religious and social institutions. When Saladin died in 1193, aged 56, he left behind no fortune. According to chroniclers, he gave away his wealth to the poor and his soldiers. His tomb near the Umayyad Mosque became a place of pilgrimage, symbolizing a life dedicated not only to conquest but to service. Why does Saladin's legacy still resonate? More than a military conqueror, Saladin is remembered as a model of leadership, defined by justice, mercy, and faith. Christian chroniclers grudgingly praised his honor and magnanimity. In the Muslim world, he is revered as a unifier, a defender of Islam, and the epitome of noble leadership. His emblem, the Eagle of Saladin, flies proudly on modern flags, and his story inspires literature, film, and scholarship centuries later. What lessons does his story hold for us today? Saladin's life challenges us to think about what true greatness means. Is it victory alone, or the character with which it is achieved? He was at once a fierce warrior and a merciful ruler, a man of vision, able to unite a divided world through strength and compassion. His story asks us how we remember leaders who embody complexity, and how history judges those who lead in times of turmoil. The story of Saladin is far from over. As history continues to unfold, his legacy endures as a beacon for those seeking honor, justice, and unity. His life remains a testament to courage intertwined with mercy, qualities that transcend time and culture alike. Thank you for joining this journey through the life of one of history's most remarkable figures. If you found Saladin's story inspiring, please like and subscribe, and stay with us for more epic stories that shaped our world.